Alright, here are my top 10 anime that I wish had sequels. Now, I'm not going to be including stuff where the sequels have already been announced, like Delicious in Dungeon. These are also ranked by, like, which ones I want the most. Not necessarily which shows I like the most, but, well, I guess it's kind of related. We're actually one show that's not quite on the cut because I feel like they're almost certainly going to make a second season is Bocchi the Rock. So that's like number 11, just because they made like a compilation movie. They're going to make a season 2. Number 10 is Ranking of Kings. Now, I am slightly biased because I play Kaii in it, and I would love to voice that character some more. But, you know, I think it got, you know, a whole show and like a spin-off show. Like, I think probably just the manga needs more material, and I'm sure it'll come back because I think it was very well received, and people seem to really like it. So, but if you haven't seen it, really sweet show, great animation. A little boy and his best buddy, he tries to become like a king. You know, it's a really wonderful show. I think highly underrated. So, I would love to see more. And also, I'm just again biased because I want to voice that character some more. One of my favorite characters I've ever played. Number 9 is Vinland Saga. I actually very recently watched the second season, but I've read all the manga that's out. One of my favorite manga of all time. It's a historical Viking epic, and I feel like we're just about to hit like some of my favorite stuff. The first season is really good. Second season is also quite good. Right where the second season ends, the tone shifts, and I really love the series. I mean, all that stuff in front is great, but I feel like you sort of earn what the show becomes at this point. And also some great characters I'm very excited to see. When you look at Vinland Saga on its surface, you think, oh, it's like a edgy, just all about violence, you know, oh, it's super, you know, hardcore. And there is elements of that. I think what I love about Vinland Saga is it's a very empathetic show. Like, it's full of just compassion, and this is kind of like, great, I gotta see the next stuff animated. To me, that's the core of Vinland Saga, the meat of it. I'm very excited to see it. Number 8 is Kaii. This one's lower on the list because I believe the next arc they need to animate is Mahjong, and I don't really know Mahjong that well, but I would still like to see it. For those who don't know Kaii, it's a psychological gambling, sort of high-stakes gambling anime. And I also should check out other, like, Mahjong stuff. Like, I know he did Akagi, which I hear good things about. I haven't seen that. I mean, I know Mahjong from Yakuza, so I've played a lot of Mahjong, but I can't claim to be, like, an expert in it or anything. So maybe I should give Akagi a shot, and then, maybe that'll, you know, sort of scratch that itch. I mean, I just love the Kaii character. I think he's really fun to watch. Hoping that if they ever do a season 3, it would still be accessible, like not completely impenetrable. But really, it'd just be cool to see more Kaii. Plus, I hear there's like a pretty fun villain or something in the next part. I don't know anything about it. Just that it's Mahjong, I think. I mean, we got a spin-off, Mr. Tonagawa, which I loved that. Very different show, very comedic in tone, but the more Kaiji, the better. Number 7 is Hajime no Ippo. So I've seen all the Ippo anime up till now, up through Rising. Classic boxing anime. I just recently, semi-recently, rewatched the whole first giant chunk again because I bought it on Blu-ray. Amazing show. Like, it gets me choked up, some of those fights. Like, seeing this young boxer he starts out very, like, no confidence and kind of wimpy, and he just, through hard work and his friends, just starts getting better and better and better. I haven't read any of the manga. I might at some point if I feel like we're just never gonna get any more Ippo anime, which it's been a while since the last one. I just want more Ippo. Just make Ippo forever. I will watch all of it. Number 6 is Haruhi, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. I won't spoil it if you somehow don't know the premise of it. The movie is one of my favorite anime movies of all time. I'm not necessarily like chomping at the bit for more Haruhi, but if they announced new Haruhi, I would flip my shit. Because I know there's more light novels that they haven't adapted yet. I do feel like if they never made more Haruhi, the way Disappearance ended, I was pretty happy with it. It'd be like a nostalgia bomb, first of all, if we just got to revisit those characters in animated form again. I mean, it's not on this list, but I kind of feel that way about Hunter x Hunter. I really liked Hunter x Hunter. The way it ends in the anime, or the newer anime, I've seen both. It was a pretty satisfying ending. If they made more Hunter x Hunter, I'd be like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that, so I would welcome it. And I think Haruhi is in that boat, except I think I've cooled off a bit on Hunter x Hunter, but the Haruhi love in me is still very strong. The top 5 here are the ones where I'm actually very, very like, God, I wish we had more. Number 5 is Shirobako. We got a movie, 2 seasons in a movie. It's, for those who don't know, it's a show about making anime, and I want to see these girls keep making more anime and like get closer and closer to their dream. I know maybe the show's not about that maybe, you know, you never truly get to achieve your exact dream, which is not a bad message. Regardless, just, I think the whole process of seeing how anime is made is so eye-opening and fascinating, and the show is a very realistic approach to it, you know, the good and the bad. It's one of my favorite shows of all time, and I would love Shirobako 3. I would go crazy. Number 4 is Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, a really funny comedy anime about a girl who confesses to the guy she likes. He misinterprets it. Turns out he's a shoujo mangaka, and he gives her autograph, and she becomes his assistant. And it's just a show that's full of these, you know, funny couples, or, you know, not yet couples who are a lot of misunderstandings and hijinks. The manga is really good, and the reason why I love more anime is, one, I love the anime, but also there are a bunch of characters in the manga that are not in the show yet. And it's a lot of their siblings. A lot of the characters have siblings that are really funny. The way they just keep adding to the cast, but it doesn't feel bloated. It just amplifies and gets more, you know, funnier as it goes on. Plus, some of the later volumes, it's like, oh shit, is there actual tiny glacial progression in these relationships? You know, it's really more a series about the comedy. But when you get those little nuggets of like, whoa, is there actually a glimmer of romance here? It's like a meal. It's like a meal for me. And plus, I love those performances. I think they're really fun. Is it better as a manga? I don't know. I still really like the anime. I think they're both great. But as far as 4-koma manga goes, it's really solid. Number 3 is Silver Spoon, one of my favorite anime. I was so disappointed that they didn't make more anime. For those who don't know, it's by the Fullmetal Alchemist mangaka. She grew up on a farm, so it's all very realistic, a realistic look at how farming works. And it's about a farming school, about a kid who decides to go to a farming school, doesn't know anything about it, just wanted to sort of escape the pressures. But then he falls in love with farming. It's very heartwarming, just a wonderful cast of characters. I did end up, because I was so desperate, I was like, all right, I'll just read the manga. And the manga is so amazing. So I can't be too upset because I did get to finish the story through the manga, but I love that show. I think it's a great adaptation of it. I think the performances are great. For me, for a lot of anime, it's like those like acting performances can really make it worth its while. Even if it's like almost the same, just, I don't know, the voice acting, the music, you know, I love that. I feel like there's not that much more left to animate, and to just have it all in like one animated package would be very satisfying. And man, is it satisfying. Those last few volumes, God, I would love like a final season. Maybe one day. Number 2, let's put Chihaya Furu here, just because everyone knows it's going to be on the list, right? For those who don't know, favorite anime of all time. It's about a poetry card game. So heartwarming, wonderful. I've seen it multiple times. In fact, I'm finishing a rewatch of the whole 3 seasons as we speak with a friend group, and they're all loving it. They've never seen it before. And they're all about to experience the same pain I felt when season 3 ended, and it's like, oh, there's not more. Chihaya is fascinating because there was a huge gap between season 2 and season 3. So season 3 in itself is like a miracle. It exists. And I was reading like the Blu-ray had like interviews with the director and stuff, and it was like they were considering like not like what season 3 covers. They were considering just like cutting it and skipping it, but the director was like, no, we're covering it. Which, thank God, because season 3 is so good. Even though there's like, I don't know, like a 9-year gap or whatever, it's like as if no time passed. Where season 2 ends, season 3 picks up right from where it ended, which is a miracle. And the same cast, a lot of the same staff, if not all the same staff. I'm just praying season 4. I just need to see. This is one where I've been holding off. I'm not reading the manga. I want to go into this theoretical anime blind. Maybe this should be number 1, but please, 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 please. I'm hoping that by the time we finish this rewatch of season 3 that, I don't know, I'll have manifested that season 4 gets announced or something. But anyway, number 1, Full Metal Panic. Full Metal Panic is a combination like mech anime with high school comedy, a romantic comedy. The main couple in it, one's like a straight-laced, like, sort of mercenary who doesn't know how to act normal in everyday life, and the other is the tsundere girl, so of course I love her. And they're just a funny and really endearing couple. One of my favorite couples in all of anime. So that one has an interesting history in that somebody made the first season, I think it was Gonzo, Fumofu, and the second raid, the next 2 parts were KyoAni, and then the 4th part, Invisible Victory, was... I think Zebek? I should look this up. Yeah, so Gonzo was season 1, Zebek was season 4. So it's, and there was a huge gap between 3 and 4. I think 4 was only made because of like an anniversary. 4 ends on a cliffhanger, which Chihayafuru season 3 also ends on a cliffhanger. I've kind of read badly translated versions back in the day of the light novels, so I know there's only a bit more left. They're like in the finale part of Full Metal Panic. And if we don't get any more anime past season 4, God, what a bummer, because that ending, anyway, there's just like a chunk left, and I want to see it through. It's a show that I've been watching since I was like 14, and just to have that closure, God, I really want it so bad. I don't know if it's popular enough to warrant it. I feel like it's like a miracle we ever get more. That's the thing about anime though, is it's miraculous. Like, there's shows like Mushishi, which I thought would never get a second season, and it finally did, like, I don't know, 10 years later. There can be miracles if you believe. So I'm just praying we get that final season, same at cast. I want that closure. I feel like all the anime I like, I never get closure on, because, I don't know, I don't watch Demon Slayer or whatever. Nothing against Demon Slayer, I've never seen it. So that's it for this video. I desperately hope we get sequels to these shows. Just pray with me. Let's make it happen. And if you haven't seen any of these shows, go check them out so that you can also be in this hell with me waiting for the next sequel. All right. Peace.